I'm not even gonna hold y'all. The reunion kind of ate a little bit. Big Goofy did me proud. What's good, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here for Love is Blind, Season 6, The Reunion. Not even gonna hold y'all. This reunion kind of ate. They did their big one. I feel like they have heard our cries and said, you know what? We are going to give the people what they want. I feel like they addressed 85% of things that we wanted to know about, from the drama to things that went on afterwards to different things on the show. A good 85% was addressed. Let's talk about a few things. Before we get started, though, if you have been rocking with me all season, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much for all the support. If you have not, though, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. I got goals. I got goals for this year. But if you've enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the other shows or the other content that I cover. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed this particular piece of content, and then hop in the comment section down below. Let me hear your thoughts, your opinions, your everything about this reunion. All right, so let's get started, y'all. Let me put my notes up. I'm very pleased with this reunion. All right, so it starts off with a very cringy scene of Nick and Vanessa being in the pods. Now, when I saw this, I didn't have high hopes for the reunion. Gotta be real with y'all. The fact that they did this, I said, oh, y'all about to play in our face. But they didn't. We then see Big Goofy. Okay. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. She might just be Chelsea tonight because I feel like she didn't show out the way that I thought she was going to. But when they announced to everybody and everybody came walking out, the way that Chelsea was clapping says, we are not clapping for you. You had to have known that. So we find out that, or we know, obviously, Johnny and Amy are still married. So they come out hand in hand. They're still happily married. Their families are still very close. Um, they travel together, they spend a lot of time together. Kudos to them, okay? You want to have at least one success story from the season. So, apparently, which is news to me, 11 couples on this show through these 6 seasons, 11 couples have said, I do. Nine of the couples are still married. I know Nick and Danielle are not. Who was the other couple that didn't make it? Do y'all know? Lauren and Cam. I don't think anybody from season 2. Oh, it had to be the other couple from season 2. I think season 2 is the season where like nobody made it. But 9 out of 11 is great odds. I didn't know that their success rate was that high. So kudos to them. Hell, maybe Love is Blind. Who knows? Let's get to the mess. So, for one, they brought back some older veteran people. No shade, but I didn't care to see them. If they want to bring back all the old Love is Blind couples, they would do better by like doing like a Love is Blind All Stars, putting all those people into a house and let's see like them interact with each other or something like that. But Brett and Tiffany are there. Kwame and Chelsea, surprised they're still going. Brennan and Alexa, Matt and Colleen. Crazy Matt looked like he done lost some weight. Looked like he got some act right about himself. Colleen, it's still and forever and always blink twice, sis, if you need help. Okay? And then we have Micah, Paper Plates, and Gigi are back. All right? Gigi looks completely different. She looks healthier. She looked like she got some act right about herself now. Because remember, she showed out season 1. During the season and after the altar. Paper plates and Micah really didn't need to be there. But, okay. Let's get into the actual show. They come out swinging. We get right to the mess with Jeremy, right? So we find out that Jeremy is still dating somebody, and it is Sarah Ann. I said, I know you effing lying, Jeremy. What? Did not think that they would still be together, to be real. He came out ready to go to a luau. He came out choosing violence, wearing that Hawaiian shirt to get up under Laura's skin, and you cannot convince me otherwise, right? So Sarah Ann comes out with her prom updo, looking like she ran through Claire's on the way and got sprayed down with like some Wet n Wild body shimmer. Sarah Ann says, here's the thing. You came out, you took this woman's fiance, you were supposed to come out like a bad bee. You were not supposed to come out like you just left the glitter table at your little cousin's quinceañera. You were not supposed to look like this. Very disappointed in your look. On top of the fact that you came out really with your ass on your shoulders as if the world owes you an apology. Let's talk. For one, when she came out, it was a smattering of applause. It was like nobody wants to see you, Sarah Ann. Nobody wants to see you, sis. So they've been dating for a year. So they've been dating pretty much since the jet skis incident. And they now live together. Okay. So Laura zoomed in from Spain. Jeremy looked irritated. He looked shocked. I think because he didn't see her backstage or whatever, he probably assumed that she wasn't going to be there. But when they were like, oh no, she's here, okay, and live on Zoom, so she can talk to you and you can talk back to her, she wasn't given, the cowardly way out that Jacquelina and Josh took. Laura said, I'm live and living color with my AirPods in. The camera is on, right? So, when they're announcing Laura, Sarah Ann looks at Jeremy and it's like, should we clap? And he was like, no. Why? Why wouldn't you want to clap? Here's the thing. This has been a year past. The audacity of y'all to be upset. What are y'all mad about? Laura didn't do anything to y'all, but okay. So they asked Jeremy about being engaged while applying for the experiment. So they are finally, I think this is the first reunion where they are bringing in the outside stuff, the outside drama into the reunion. So they're asking him about being engaged. They're asking him about being engaged and that whole blow up that happened. Now, they didn't get to the blow up or the big scandal with Jeremy that just came out the other day. That involves DV, that involves weapons, that involves all of that. They didn't get into that, but they do ask him about having a fiance. Jeremy said, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. That wasn't a secret. I told Sarah that I was engaged, that I had moved out of my house, that I had sold my house. They already knew all of that. They both confirmed that is true, okay? They both confirmed that. Jeremy said that he was not engaged while he applied for the show. At this point, it's going to be he say, she say. Of course, the woman... Jeremy's ex-fiance is going to get the sympathy and she's going to get the vote of confidence, the benefit of the doubt, because Jeremy has proven to be a liar. And when you have proven yourself to be a liar, you lose credibility. So Vanessa asks, why did he lie about his location after sharing it with Laura? And we were all saying, did you forget you had your watch on? What was really going on with that? So Jeremy said, well, for one, he avoided the question. And I was with Vanessa. Your story is cute, my good sir, but that's not what I asked you. Why did you lie about your location after sharing it with Laura, where she could see it? Jeremy said he did not lie intentionally. And that's when I knew that this reunion was going to get good, right? If it's one thing that I don't like, it's lack of accountability. You are a year past. The public already has their opinion on you. We already gonna think how we think about you. So for you to lie still absolutely makes no sense, right? He is still maintaining that the only time he went to Sarah's house is when he dropped her off. But here's the thing, you lied about that, Jeremy. I don't know if Jeremy forgot that I wish they would have played this clip, but I don't know if he forgot that they told him or that he told Laura, yes, we only stayed in Lost and Found's parking lot, which y'all told me and the internet they don't have a parking lot. So why lie about it? Y'all are at a point now, y'all are together, you claim you're happy. Why lie? Come out and stand on business. Yes, I took her home. So he claims that when he got home, he told her, Laura, everything right away. And Laura is like, no, no, you didn't. You never told me the truth about that. You were not truthful about it. On top of that, Sarah Ann was going around telling everybody that y'all never left the parking lot, too. Sarah Ann did not look prepared for the reunion. Like, she was stumbling over her words. She looked like a deer in headlights. I don't think she thought that she was going to come in and get the venom that she got. I think Sarah Ann thought that they were going to come in and people were going to be like, oh my God, you guys found love anyways. And that's not the route that y'all got. And could it be because of the edit? Maybe. But a lot of it is because, like, just how you chose to deal with it. So Jeremy said, no, I told you the truth right away. I came in and I went upstairs and told you. Again, this is going to be he say, she say. I don't think they have the same, like, nanny cam footage that we get on Married at First Sight. Jeremy said that he will take his lumps for what he did wrong, but he would not let you paint it in a worse light. Jeremy. Laura called him a clown. I said, oh, they throwing punches. They throwing them. So then Sarah pipes up, and you called me a pick-me. You're a clown, and you're a pick-me. And I said, Sarah, girl, please. Sarah, please. Sarah, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. I kind of feel like, Sarah, you really should have came out, sat there to the side, and not said anything. How is Laura a pick-me when you're the one that got in her fiance's DMs and said, pick me? Girl, you did everything but actually say the two words, pick me. I don't know what, like, I don't get this. And I've seen all the comments you guys are leaving saying that, oh, well, we're applying real life scenarios to reality TV. No. No. There is a way that you can reach out to these people and say that I still want to get closure. I still feel like we have some things to get off my chest. I would like for us to meet and have a conversation without you putting in there, if it doesn't work out, I'm still here. If it doesn't work out, call me and we can work our thing out. There is a way that you can reach out and do that without being a pick-me. And it is baffling to me that so many people are like, I would do the same thing. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. So Big Goofy pipes up and it's like, I ain't never stayed up till 5 a.m. just talking. I said, I know that's right, BG, because ain't nothing open that late but legs. I'm telling y'all, there is nothing open that late at night but legs. And somebody being in between them. You cannot tell me that these two people, these two consenting adults that claim that they were in love, that are physically attracted to each other, sat in a parking lot until 2, and then he took her home, and they said, all right, guess I'll go on home now. You did all that, Jeremy, you cheated. Whatever they said he did that shit. I'm sorry, but you can't convince me otherwise. So I said, come on with it, Big Goof. I'm with you when you're right. So Sarah said, well, I would stay up late in the pods. You guys know me. I can talk too. I am literally Tammy Talks. I am not staying up until 5 a.m. talking. That made me sound kind of hoish. Scratch that from the record. Scratch it from the record. So Laura then said that she never thought that they would not get married. It never crossed her mind that, oh, we are not going to make it down the aisle. You met my family. You met my 96-year-old grandmother. I said, throw the age in there to make it worse. So she said that her and Jeremy every day would even check in on each other, kind of like, okay, where do you feel and how am I feeling? We're at 70%. Okay, cool. Today's at 86. Bet. So for us to be having that type of rapport with one another, right? So suddenly it's like you being like, oh no, I don't know, like, I feel bad for Laura. And I know a lot of people don't like Laura, but no matter how awful you feel that Laura was, she did not deserve to be blindsided like this. She just did. Experiment or not, she did not deserve to think that one day they were going to get married and then for the next day for them to, like, for her to find out he was out with another chick. Not only another chick, but another chick that he, could have possibly proposed to. She just didn't deserve that, right? So Jeremy, apparently during the pods, Jeremy said at least he can sleep tonight knowing Jimmy is the villain. I said, wow. And I don't even think Jimmy was a villain in the pods. Did we call Jimmy a villain in the pods? I don't think Jimmy was a villain in the pods. To be real, I don't remember what I said about him, but I don't think I ever painted him as a villain. So Jimmy apparently felt the way about that. Jeremy, I am sorry if I told you about that. I don't remember, but I am sorry if I said that. Jeremy was up there spiraling. He was all flushed. He was red. Them eyes were red. Them eyes were glistening. I said, are you regretting your decision of getting with Sarah Ann? Are you regretting how you presented yourself? Do you feel like you missed out on Laura? I felt like we didn't get enough what are you thinking now questions. I feel like we didn't get enough of those, right? So AD feels that Sarah's apology is null and void. You still pursued this man and went after him, and you did. So what are you really sorry for? I said, that's a read. That's a read. Put it on the sticky. That's a read. What are you, like, because let's be real, what are you apologizing for at this point? Do you even mean it, or are you just saying it because you don't want the court of public opinion to keep dragging you? It is null and void. If Laura accepts it, Laura accepts it. But to be real, your apology honestly and truly means nothing. It means nothing at this point, right? So Sarah Ann does not talk to any of the other women. She said, y'all tried to ice me out. Y'all kicked me out the group chat. They were all like, no, we didn't. Brittany piped up. Oh, no. Brittany is really, she's really that girl. Like, Brittany didn't really bother anybody. But I feel like Brittany would kind of pipe up when she need to. Kind of like a spicy white, you know what I mean? Don't get offended by that, y'all, please. Please don't get offended by that. It's a compliment, okay? Jessica was like, no, I removed you from the group chat. But I kind of feel like, too, Sarah Ann, what did you expect? What did you expect? These women all went on the honeymoon together, They hung out. They formed a bond. They formed a relationship with one another. You came in and infiltrated and took one of their men. On some salt and pepper, I take your man. That's what you did. So you can't possibly expect for these women to want to be cool with you. You couldn't have. So Jessica then said that they both could have handled the situation more respectfully. Talking about Jeremy and Sarah Ann, I 1,000% agree. I 1,000% agree. It could have been handled more respectfully. Big Goofy said that, every time I see y'all, y'all are broken up. I hollered. Hollered. I said, what? Not y'all turbulent. Not y'all got a tumultuous relationship. So Jeremy was like, that is a lie. Oh my God, you've seen us once. No, she said, I've seen you twice. And both times y'all were broken up. So now the truth comes out. Okay, cool. We've had a rough go at it. It's been ups and downs, round and rounds. We've been on again, off again. But we decided that, we're going to fight through the off agains and we're going to move in together. They will be broken up within the next 6 months. I feel like this reunion took a toll on Sarah Ann and Jeremy, and they really should have been looking at how the other reacted to a lot of these things, right? Nick Lachey calls Sarah out for her TikTok about this is I'm your entertainment. I remember seeing that TikTok, and I remember being like, this looks away. Do I think that Sarah Ann came on this show for fame? I don't. I don't. I don't think she came on for fame. I don't think she came on for attention. But when you start to put that narrative out, you are going to get people looking at you a certain way. So Sarah Ann is like, no, we didn't do this for entertainment, that's not why I did it. So they're like grilling them like, but when you put something like that out, because what Love is Blind does not want, which they already have, is people that sign up solely to be on TV. And what we don't want is for you to come on and start putting that narrative out. Yeah, I'm on here just for entertainment. The show already lacks a lot of credibility. So for you to add that to the mix, it's not the best look for the show. Excuse me. Laura said that she was hoping that they came in with some humility and to be at least apologetic. But they really came in kind of blaming her because the way that Sarah Ann piped up and started calling Laura a pygmy and the clown and all that stuff for no reason, what are you getting mad at her? Girl, you were the other woman. Sarah Ann, you're the other woman. How dare you? How dare you get mad at Laura? Because you got caught doing some fugazi stuff with her fiance. So Sarah and Jeremy finally apologized for how they treated Laura, and y'all shouldn't have had to get beat over the head for y'all to do that. Y'all shouldn't have. Laura is currently dating. We did get a clip of Sarah and Laura talking back and forth, and Sarah did apologize to her and Sarah Ann at the lake and tell her, like, look, I thought that you would be like grown ass woman, go on and get your, go on and do what you got to do. And Sarah Ann does admit that she did not think it through. She was out back in the real world and she, took her shot. Laura said that she was bothered by it. She did find it disrespectful, as did as did, I want to say 75% of America, because some of y'all think that what Sarah Ann did is okay. Laura then also said today, present day, at the reunion, that she felt that during that conversation, it was almost on some, you're asking me for advice on how to navigate with Jeremy. I kind of feel like Sarah Ann, if you were having that type of whatever, they're together. But it doesn't bode well for you, Sarah Ann. That's why we call you a pick-me, sis. Pick-me behavior. Your behavior on stage tonight is indicative of a pick-me. Laura wants to discuss Bean Dip. I said, girl, she said that it was just a playful joke. It was no disrespect meant. She has apologized profusely to AD, who has not said anything about the situation. I really wish that AD would have stood up for herself and been like, you know what? I didn't find it funny. I was offended by it, but if they gonna move on, move on. So then Wolverine comes out. I said, Trevor, what is his hair? What is this patchiness? He comes out looking like a used car salesman. Like, sir, He came out looking like he worked for Sears. Like he can show you, well, over here we have our refrigerators. Okay, stainless steel. Like, why are you dressed like that? You were wrinkled? You clearly didn't go get manicured up here or manscaped up. He comes out, his eyes are already red and glossy. Cause you are embarrassing, sir. You should be so embarrassed of yourself, Trevor. You should be so embarrassed of yourself, Trevor. I lost it. I'm talking fell out when they put them damn text messages on the screen. Nick and Vanessa said, y'all are not going to make a mockery over our show. We have the ultimatum that makes a mockery of our TV careers. We're not going to let you do it on Love is Blind, right? So they put up all these text messages about how Trevor had this girlfriend right before going into the pods. The day that he walked in, I love you. When he comes out, I love you. We're going to get married after this. And it's like, my God, sir, the tea. Behaving horrifically, right? So he's sitting there just. They were like, no, speak up, son. I was with AD. Don't get quiet now. Say it with your chest. I want you to be as loud as those text messages were. So Jeremy is giving him comfort circles on the back. Don't console that man. But I guess it takes one loser to console another loser, so whatever. So Trevor then said, I had a whole thing planned to say. Well, you should have memorized it. You should have memorized it. You should have wrote it down. You really should have been coming out with a CVS long receipt list of things that you had to say to atone for yourself. The fact that you had nothing to say shows that you were 1,000,000,000% in the wrong, my good sir. 1,000,000,000%. Came out looking homely about the face because you wanted some sympathy. Not over here. So he then said that he was never officially dating that girl. I said, look, again, at this point, it's been a year. At this point, y'all just come out and take accountability. I think so many people don't realize that when you take accountability for yourself, for your actions, it goes a long way. Children make excuses. Grown ass people, adults don't make excuses. They take accountability. Trevor, you effed up. The fact that you're on there, I'm toxic. Sir, you're too old to be, claiming the toxicity of it all. I know somebody that likes to call themselves ratchet. Oh my God, I am so ratchet. That's not cute at our age. It's not. Take accountability for your downfalls. Take accountability for your missteps. So basically, he said that he told the girl that he wanted to come on the show to experience something else. I said, I know you fucking lying, Trevor. What? So then you got Big Goofy over there, and now her feelings are hurt because now you've been playing my girl Chelsea. And as much as I call her Big Goofy and all that type of stuff, Chelsea didn't deserve this from Trevor. She didn't. And Matt, like, Chelsea, what if Chelsea would have picked him? So he said that he came into this with the mindset to try to find somebody. Then talking about if Chelsea would have picked him, really, then he would have been with her. Chelsea said, would she have been lurking around in the background? Could you imagine the hysterics we would have got from Chelsea if the hysterics of it all. The hysterics of it all, y'all. So Trevor is like, no. I told her that if I found somebody, I was going to be with that person because we're toxic together. Hell, Chelsea's toxic too. Maybe that's why you liked her. So then Brittany piped up and was like, it was just disrespectful. I said, I know that's right, Brittany. B. Rocka was like, it's disrespectful the way y'all moving. I don't like it. So Chelsea said that she had the intuition to not pick him. At the time, she couldn't explain why. She didn't know why, but it was just something in her that was like, no, going over here to Jimmy. Probably should have just went home. But she, and now she knows why. Trevor then said that he was a wreck. That he was a wreck after Chelsea didn't pick him. He was like, what you saw was nothing. Okay, it was nothing. I went back. I went back to the lounge and Johnny saw me. And you can believe, we all believe Johnny. I said, don't you bring Johnny and his hair into this. Absolutely not. Johnny was looking uncomfortable. Don't bring Johnny into this and have people looking at Johnny kind of sideways now. Don't do that. Amy said, what did I put? Amy said, oh, shoot, what did I say? Oh, so then Trevor was saying how he was such a wreck, and Amy was like, why? Why were you such a wreck? Because you didn't get Chelsea or because you had to leave the show? I said, y'all are coming out swinging on each other. Y'all are literally throwing haymakers at each other. And he was like, no, I can leave right now. Can I leave right now? Because Trevor was catching it every which way. He couldn't dodge him fast enough. I said, Claude have mercy. But I mean, sit here and take it. So then Vanessa was like, so were you on the show to advance your own career? Only me and Nick are on here for our careers. Not let me stop. They panned to the audience. Brett looked disgusted. Brett looked utterly disgusted with the situation. Nick gives a lecture about, look, we don't want y'all coming on here for fame. We know that people do, but this was almost blatant. This was very blatant. My God. And like, sheesh. And I feel like after the kerfuckle, yes, kerfuckle, that was last season, Nick and them said, we got to get this, we got to get to the root of this. And then Nick was like, poof, be gone. Go to leave. They brought Trevor out with the sole intent to embarrass that man. And I mean, hey, disgusting. Absolutely ridiculous. You should feel bad. You should feel embarrassed. You get absolutely no sympathy. Talking about some I did love her, but we didn't have titles, but I wasn't gonna be with her. Play in somebody else's face. Talk about playing in faces. Clay and AD. So Vanessa said, here's the couple we were rooting for. Who was? Who was rooting for them? I know a couple people that were, but like the average person, we weren't rooting for them. So AD said that a lot of weeks went by before they finally spoke. Clay said, yeah, I contacted her, but a lot of those messages didn't get a response to. Okay, I mean, what did you expect? AD said that it was tough watching the wedding back because of all the love that she had for him. And I noticed that she said had, okay? She also points out that it's not, you don't get to see yourself fall apart. And I think, like, as much as we joke about the show, we make jokes and all this other type of stuff, it is, I'm sure that it is a different level of pain to not only live through something like that, but then to have to watch it back and relive the pain all over again. So that's twice. And then everywhere you look on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, we are like, the clips are of you crying again. And then you have content creators, right? On a bigger scale as YouTube, where we have these long videos. And then again on like a smaller scale where people are doing like the micro influencers and the micro content creators that are doing TikToks and Instagram Reels. I'm sure it's hell. Then to have to come back to the reunion and do it again. But see, something about AD and Clay's whatever was left unsettled for me because I have not forgotten that you were dancing and emphasizing. We all saw the TikTok, but we'll get there. Clay said it was emotional for him to watch because he felt like the biggest dick, seeing how excited she was not only in the pods, but, leading up to the wedding. He said that he has apologized to her family for wasting their time as well as AD. He said that looking back, he struggled with getting out of his own way. He struggled with knowing if he was a good person or a bad person. Said that he's not the guy, said that he is not the guy that ever thought that he deserved love and marriage. On one hand, y'all, we know that Clay's father messed him up, right? When you start to take a young child, a preteen, an adolescent, a teenager, when you involve them in the extracurriculars that you choose to indulge in your marriage, you are setting a precedent, you're setting a tone. But I also feel like that's not the only thing that Clay might have gotten from his father. We have seen his father try to bust out the tears on his mother during that finale. So it's kind of hard to be like 100% feeling like Clay is being genuine when we know that he did play in her face. So Clay's voice starts to crack and said that AD is the love of his life and regrets his decision, said he's in therapy and he's working on himself. I feel like a lot of times I believe in therapy, right? I want to put that out first and foremost. I am a person, I believe in therapy. I have not been to therapy, but I believe in therapy. I am not opposed to therapy whatsoever. But I think so many times on reality TV, Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, Ready to Love, all these different shows, people weaponize therapy. Just because you go to therapy does not mean that all your problems are solved. Because there are some people that go to therapy and aren't truthful. There are some people that go to therapy and don't really do the work to find out and to uncover what their issues are, what they're suppressing, what emotions they're pushing down, why they do the things that they do in their life that build up to these big explosions, that build up to these big feelings, these big reactions. Why they react to the stuff that they do, why they don't think that repercussions are a result of some of their actions. So I kind of feel like it's almost like it's the cool thing to say on TV, reality TV, that, oh yeah, well, I went to therapy, I did the work. The work that Clay needs to do in therapy cannot be accomplished in a year. I'm sorry, but it can't. Can he start the road within a year? Absolutely. But the generational curses, the generational lack of emotional intelligence that his father passed down to him is not going to be okay within a year, mainly because Clay and his father have not had the conversations that need to be had. Unless your father is sitting in therapy with you, you will never be 1,000% healed. I don't think anybody is ever 1,000% healed or even 100% healed from different issues, anyways. Everybody has emotional trauma to some degree, right? We all do. Everybody has something that they are suppressing, right? Whether it's a traumatic memory, whether it's whatever. Everybody has something in their life that they might need to go to therapy and just kind of work out. Doesn't make you a bad person at all. It doesn't make you a bad person, but everybody could benefit from therapy. And some of the issues that some people have just cannot be resolved within a year. So, Vanessa asks AD if she would ever date him again, and she doesn't want to answer. You know why? Because you was dancing and emphasizing with his ass to It Takes Two on the TikTok. That's why they're trying to ban the TikTok now, because y'all get over there and cut up. That's why AD didn't want to answer, because I wholeheartedly believe that they did date after this. I think they did go on a couple more dates. I think she did spend the holidays with his family. I wholeheartedly believe she did. And then I think he continued to play in her face, and that's why they are no longer together. I don't think they're together now, but I think that when that TikTok was going on and she was just shaking her ass and dancing, just having a grand old time at the family holiday, I believe that they were attempting to work something out. Clay then said that he would date her. AD said, you had your chance and you played in my face because you knew you didn't want to get married. I said, girl, like you told Trevor, say it with your chest. Stand on this. That man played in your face and you still spent the holiday with him, AD. So Clay then said that he didn't. And then he said that he didn't do the process right, and he hates that he even hurt her. He said that he has put the work in. He starts crying. Now he's all teary eyed and said that he wants to be a good guy. So now she's, patting his thigh. You are a good guy. Here's the thing, Clay is not a bad person. He's not a bad person. He should, by no means should he think that he is not a good guy. He should never think that he is somebody that is undeserving of love in marriage. Everybody deserves to be loved by another person. But Clay currently lacks the emotional intelligence to be in a marriage. That's it. You weren't ready to be married, Clay. You knew you weren't ready to be married before you came on this show. You knew you weren't ready to be married when you proposed to her. You knew you weren't ready to be married when y'all moved into that house together. At the same time, AD, he kept telling you. He all but told you, I don't think I can do this. And you still went forward with it. Clay said that it was not intentional, okay? AD feels that Clay's parents having their conversation brought everything full circle to her, and they said respectfully, I don't want to be your mama. I said, child, I tell you this. I get what AD is saying, but I also think that Clay's mother also has the foresight. And I think that Clay's mother has a very high level of emotional intelligence and a very high level of emotional maturity. We don't know the ins and outs of that marriage. We don't know how long his mother stayed after finding out she was being cheated on. So I feel like that's, we got to dissect the fact that she said that, compartmentalize it a little bit. I think she was just saying, I don't want to be in a marriage for X amount of years and you're cheating on me, respectfully. Okay. We get into, how Clay is dealing with his parents and all that type of stuff. And then we find out that Clay said he was referring to Brett when he talked about what man he was watching that was saying all the right things to being a husband. And I like how Brett was like, I appreciate that, but I didn't come up seeing the greatest example either. Now, I believe Brett's parents were still married, but he was just saying that just because you come from an environment, just because you come from a broken home, you grew up in a family where your parents didn't have the best marriage, that does not it shouldn't yield you to the belief that you are completely incapable of being a faithful or good husband. Right? My parents have been married for 45 years. It'll be 46 years this year. Both of my parents were married until my grandfathers passed away, and my grandmothers never remarried, right? That does not mean that when I get married that I would just absolutely never get a divorce. That's not what that means. I have some friends that come from broken homes and they have seemingly solid marriages. The intention that you set for yourself and your spouse and your marriage is solely up to you. If you want to be a faithful person, you have to set that intention yourself. So once Clay learns that he is in control, of his own actions within his own relationships and his own marriage, he might be okay. He might. He just might. Do I think that Lord, do I think that Clay and AD will ever date again? I don't. I think that she's done now. I think she's done. Amy and Johnny, they haven't had a fight yet. They've had disagreements, but no fights. Jessica said that she has not left her daughter, excuse me, she has not let her daughter watch the show in entirety. Because there are certain situations that are just kind of above what she should be, consuming. But she then said that her daughter seeing her cry is a blessing because it humanized her to her daughter. So many times parents don't want their children to see them cry. So Jessica probably shows some different scenes, and her daughter probably says, my mom, when you're a certain age, your parents are superheroes to you. So her daughter probably looks at like, okay, my mom is a human. My mom hurts. My mom has feelings. She's not just my mom, she's a person. So that was cool to see. Johnny said that condoms were always an option for them. Y'all were acting like they weren't, but he said he didn't really know a lot about birth control and had to research it. And that is just so unfortunate to me that him, alongside with a lot of men, just don't know anything about birth control other than a condom. And that's because their responsibility falls solely onto the woman. So I'm glad that Amy has been educating him about it. She is not on birth control. He did not get a vasectomy, but they said they've worked something out. Girl, y'all worked out condoms. What else is there? Or y'all not having sex? Okay. Chelsea said that the conversation with Laura and Jessica was odd to see and it felt a little disrespectful. She said that it did hurt a little bit to her. But her and Jess are on really good terms. Jess said that that was not her best moment, but she did not have malintent with that, but looking back, she does see how it was wrong. You see how she took accountability, Sarah? You see how you out here I'm gonna say something. Let me stop it. You see how she took accountability though, Sarah? I shouldn't have been talking the way I was. That was foul. That's all you had to say. So we then find out that Jimmy, I guess his friend, whichever friend he slept with, y'all said her name was Barbara. Barbara's pissed. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Barb. Now, you can be, I guess, upset that, your business was out there, but why would you be pissed about it? What you got going on in your life that you that pissed that Big Goofy even brought that up? So then we have a conversation about should she have said it, should she not have said it? Like Clay said, if something was said in private, in confidence, it should not have been repeated for the cameras. Micah, girl, but Micah feels that it was just weighing on her and it just came out. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying that. I wholeheartedly believe Chelsea brought that up in that argument because she wanted to make Jimmy look bad on camera. That's what I believe. She wanted to make Jimmy look bad on camera during that argument. I don't believe that Chelsea was just so knee deep in the conversation that she was not well aware of the cameras. Chelsea was drunk, for one, yes, but I think Chelsea was very aware of the cameras. I think that Chelsea started to realize, I am looking away. How can I spin this? Chelsea's manipulative. We have seen this. So Chelsea definitely was like, how can I quickly spin this to try to get, the audience, to try to get who's ever watching this, on my side, in my favor. So that's what she attempted to do. And it didn't work. It backfired. Jimmy said that that was a defining moment in their relationship. He still looks pissed. We know now they're still together because they've been spotted all over, but are they? I don't think they're gonna last. Jimmy, because this was just filmed, last week? Jimmy still looks visibly upset, and he should be because he lost a friend. I'm assuming he lost a friend because of Chelsea, you know, being wine drunk. Wine drunk is a whole different type of drunk. So Jessica We talked Jessica and shoot, I'm sorry. Before that, Jimmy said that that was a defining moment, and honestly and truly, he should have left her in that moment after that argument, and you should have. You should have left her. I wholeheartedly agree with that. So Jessica said that when she first saw Jimmy, their chemistry came back alive. They felt their chemistry. She was grateful that they were able to share those moments. She doesn't regret anything. Said that they both knew that it was not going to work between the two of them and that they would just be cool just as friends. Jimmy said that, of course, I don't have to tell you, Jessica, you're gorgeous. Chelsea was seething. Chelsea eyes was getting ready to well up. I said, Big Goofy, don't you do it. Don't you do it, sis. Tighten up. Clench that jar. Do whatever you need to do. But now it's not the time for you to be upset about this, right? So Jessica said her and Chelsea are still our friends. They're on good terms. Her daughter calls her Aunt Chelsea. Should be in Big Goofy, but y'all know. She said that she thought she was friends with Jimmy, and she said that she was very careful in interviews, that she never disparaged him, she never said anything bad about him, or anything like that. Meanwhile, Jimmy, the first chance he got, he threw her under the bus. I said, no, did you? What'd he say? She said that he lied about her storming out and that she wanted to continue the connection. Jimmy, now I did hear this little interview you did. So she was like, I want to know, why were you saying horrible things about me? I didn't say nothing about you. I thought we were cool, but I guess not. So how are you cool with Chelsea but not Jimmy when they're clearly still together? Do you not? Okay. So Jimmy said that he didn't say anything horrible about her. He said that he has a side of the story, and the way that she talked to him, he didn't like. Jimmy, you're a liar. You can tell Jimmy's lying. Jimmy was lying. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all are Jimmy fans, Jimmy's lying. I know some people don't like Jessica. I don't think Jessica did anything wrong this season outside of, her little conversation about aside from her little conversation with Laura about how she was going to go after Jimmy, even though she never really did. But Jimmy is lying. So Jimmy is like, Jimmy said that you wanted me to say I loved you. Maybe I shouldn't have read your letter. She was like, I told you I didn't want you to say I love you. I wanted you to just say something. So now Jimmy is spiraling, right? And I think he's doing that, one, because he is with Chelsea. Because he's with Chelsea and he knows he don't want to get home and Big Goofy goes off on his ass. So he then said that, well, you walked out after 10 minutes into the date. And she was like, no, I did not. It was about an hour and a half. He was like, I'll give you 45 minutes, but it felt like 10 minutes to me. I said, Jimmy, perception is never greater than the truth. So Jessica was like, but that's not what you said in interviews. You weren't saying it feels like 10 minutes. You said that it was 10 minutes. So then he was like, well, I think it was 10 minutes. So she was like, roll the tape. Roll the tape. She's mad that Jimmy also said that she was getting a good edit. I was on her side. If Jessica was truly getting a good edit, they would not have aired her saying the EpiPen clip. They would not have aired her saying that she was going to go after him and all this other type of stuff. She wouldn't have gotten that edit. I'd be damned if they roll the tapes, right? Jimmy swearing up and down is 10 minutes. Jessica was like, roll them. They talked an hour and 23 minutes initially. They decided to take a break. They came back and talked for another 50 minutes. A total of 2 hours and 13 minutes. Jimmy, you are a MFing lie that felt like 10 minutes. Sir, I feel like this time is bigger than the orange situation with Cole and Zanab. My God. So then we get Chelsea. She said that she regrets talking about the Megan Fox and it was just a little joke. No, be real, Chelsea. You said you look like Megan Fox so that you can get Jimmy over Jessica. We're not going to keep rehashing that. We get a clip from Zach and Bliss's baby shower. Congratulations to him. They're having a baby girl. Alexa asked Brittany and Kenneth if they ever thought about just having the sex to see if that crave would come from them. Brittany said, finally, we get to talk. We've been sitting out here hour and 15 damn minutes. I mean, we really didn't delve enough into them. We spent way too much time on Jeremy and Pick Me. We didn't get enough into them, but whatever. Brittany said no. To her, sex is supplementary in a relationship, and she should not have to have sex with you to feel that crave. I said, okay, I'm with it. She said she made a promise to herself that she was not going to have sex before marriage in this process, and that's what she wanted to stand on. Kenneth said that, he knew he was on his phone a lot, but then said that he was away from his job for 3 weeks and he was trying to reconnect with his students, the families, whatever, whatever. Kenneth, that's all well and good, but you could have put your phone down for the 25 minutes that y'all were unpacking. I'm calling cap on that. I don't care. He said that he couldn't find the middle ground balance. If you are not able to balance your job in a relationship, why did you come on here to get married? Nick asked Kenneth if he was even fazed by the breakup since he didn't show any emotion. Kenneth reminds us that everybody processes things differently. He was like, just because you didn't see it doesn't mean I wasn't. He said, I called Clay and I was in shambles. Clay confirms. I'm talking about I called him saying, man, this is what happened to me. What happened to you? No, this is what happened to Brittany. You did this, Kenneth. Let's not forget you broke up with her, but now they're bosom buddies and they're besties. So, okay. Matthew apparently politely declined to show up, but we do get the footage of Matthew having the same conversation with Amber and AD. It's not verbatim, but it is along the lines of the same conversation. AD and Matthew went on a few dates. AD just, girl, you just, I guess, sis. I guess. And then Paper Plates was there with Micah so that they can announce that they are going on the perfect match with Jessica. And Paper Plate said that his credit has been fixed. The credit is fixed. Kudos to you. This is a really long recap. Let me know if I missed anything in the recap. Let me know what you guys thought about the season. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you for rocking with me this season. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. And I will catch you guys in the comments. Until next season, cheers.